step to company on the halfway line. Here's Laporte then, who has started at left back. Zane out there, ball in towards Aguero. Aguero got a very good record scoring against Liverpool here in this stadium. 6 goals here against Liverpool. Then a little foray forward down the left, and Alexander-Arnold puts his foot in and deflects it out of play to stop that Zane run. Throw-in taken by Laporte. Aguero with the blonde rinse over on the far side. Oh, brilliant piece of play from Aguero to beat 2 men. Cutting in field now. Takes it actually further out and then swings a pass forward, but beyond Bernardo Silva and through for a goal kick. And it's 0-0, very early stages on BBC Radio 5 live from Manchester City's Etihad Stadium. Chris Waddle.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone. Lovely bit of skill by Aguero. He should have squared it though across to Danilo. Saw that really difficult pass to Sterling on the right-hand side. But City have started the brightest, even though it's a couple of minutes into the game.
Liverpool on this great run, this great winning run, won all 8 games they played in December while Manchester City were faltering. But here's Sané down the left-hand side. Sané does well, comes inside Alexander-Arnold and then whips it across to the near post, but Alisson is able to drop down onto his knees and gather it. Aguero is there though on the edge of the 6-yard box if Sané had been able to find him, but that was a brilliant burst from Sané, and now Mane is bundled over by Fernandinho 10 yards inside his own half, and it's a free kick to Liverpool.
City have set the stall out already, high tempo, pressing. Sané on a good run down that left-hand side, very lively. They're going high up the field. They're not going to let Liverpool settle.
Ball played back to Alisson again, and immediately David Silva is the man to go and try and unsettle him. So he plays it out to Lovren, who's pass forward is headed back to David Silva. Henderson's in with the challenge, but then David Silva's ball, as Henderson came in with the challenge, runs straight through to Alisson. And Liverpool here are now trying to play it out from the back. Manchester City trying to unsettle them, and they have unsettled Liverpool, but then the misplaced pass, and Liverpool are able to chip it forward through Alexander-Arnold. But then another mistake in centre field, and it's a throw-in to Manchester City 10 yards inside the Liverpool half.
What nerves. People say that, listen, Liverpool are top of the league, 7 points clear, whatever it is, and look, you can say they're very, very nervous. City have come out of the blocks very, very quick. What, just coming up with nearly 4.5 minutes. All right, no goal-scoring opportunities, but Liverpool have given the ball away so cheaply.
So much about top football, though, Chris, as you know only too well, is about dealing with pressure, isn't it? And we talk so much about the pressure of leading, the pressure of trying to come from behind and retain the league title, whether it's Manchester City or Liverpool. But here at the home ground of the champions, Liverpool are under pressure. 0-0. Sterling just stumbled centre field, but now the ball is taken up by Fernandinho, who goes away from Henderson and then runs into Robertson, who came across, who's gone down holding his head, and he's still down. Anthony Taylor is having his attention brought to the fact that Robertson is down, and Manchester City were in possession of the ball. The home supporters are furious that play's been stopped, but Robertson's down holding his head.
I'm saying that's a foul. Fernandinho followed through. Sterling goes down first, he jumps up, Fernandinho overruns it, and as the ball goes through, Robertson clears it, he clatters into him, slaps him on the back of the head. He doesn't hit him hard, he just pushes him on the back of the head. Bit of a slap if anything. Robertson's holding his face. I don't know how he's done that, unless he's got more arms than we think, but
he shoved him in the back of the head.
Yeah, so why is he holding his face? The City obviously not happy about it, having to go at the referee about it. Listen, if it's a head injury, you've got to stop the game, and the ref's done it right.
But by a happy coincidence for Liverpool, I think it's serving them well just to slow the game down.
Exactly, because City have really come out of the blocks quick.
And Klopp has called across James Milner, of course, one of the great experienced heads in this Liverpool team. He's spoken to him, and Milner has now gone out there. He spoke to Sadio Mane, and now I can see him as well talking to Henderson. And then Robertson has waved back on as the ball is dropped, and Liverpool give the possession back to Manchester City.
You'd just like to see Liverpool, they're under pressure. City's playing very high, they're not letting them play out on the back into midfield, and you just think, send a couple over the top. City's pretty high. Listen, even if City get there first, chase them down, you may get a throw, get yourselves up the park. At the minute they're trying to play out, and City, give them credit, have closed them down and not allowing them to play Liverpool. Aguero
running back to the halfway line there was challenged very strongly from behind by Van Dijk, and now Bernardo Silva dives into the challenge. It's swept forward by Milner. Sadio Mane has gone down as he challenged for the ball with Danilo, and referee Taylor is allowing it all to go.
Yeah, well, Listen, it's a hard game for the referee tonight.
Yeah, it certainly is. One of those where you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. It's a supreme test. It's pressure for the referee and his officials tonight as well. Milner then plays it forward from the centre circle, but he's got too much on that, and it will be left by Kompany to Ederson, who swings a long ball downfield, unlike him. Got the two fine Brazilian goalkeepers in this match, Alisson of Liverpool, Ederson of Manchester City, and the ball now at the feet of the man in green to our right, in front of where the Liverpool supporters are in the two tiers. To our right, Alisson passes it out, and the Liverpool central defenders, Lovren and Van Dijk, get a touch, then it's out to Alexander-Arnold, and then they go back to Alisson again. And this is more sensible from Liverpool in possession, just trying to kill the early atmosphere inside the stadium here. Alisson now driving a pass. Robertson's going to do well to reach that, but he is. He's able to sprint back 10-15 yards, then turns, plays it forward. It bounces a long way to Mane. Sadio Mane through the middle. Firmino making a run. Salah on the edge of the box. It's played to the right-hand side to Alexander-Arnold. There's space here for the right back. Swings it across. A little touch. Deflected goalwards. But straight into the arms of Ederson, who's able to scoop it up. I think it came off Fernandinho.
Yeah, it's took 8 minutes to see Liverpool actually put 4 or 5 passes together. City have come out the blocks quick, as we said. And, but Liverpool now are trying to press them high up the field. Not a lot of joy at the minute, but that was the first real attack we saw from Liverpool, but City stood off them.
I think I said Mohamed Salah's name for the first time in the commentary there. And we're in the 9th minute. Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. Danilo with the throw. As we said, the onus is on Manchester City. If City win this game, they're back to within 4 points of Liverpool. If Liverpool win it, they'll be 10 points ahead of City. That's the simplest equation of the evening. Here's Robertson taking the throw for Liverpool. Gets it back from Firmino. Hat-trick man against Arsenal. And then back towards the halfway line. Lovren to Alexander-Arnold. And Lovren again near the halfway line, but turns and plays it back to Alisson. And since the stoppage, Liverpool have very much settled into the game, and they've seen a great deal more of the ball. And the Manchester City press that we saw for those opening minutes seems to have eased off.
Yes, they've dropped off the pace, City. They've come out the blocks ever so quick. And, they're getting a little bit of a breather, but it's allowing Liverpool to put a lot of passes together, which obviously frustrates the home fans because they want to go and get the ball back as quick as possible. But City have got to keep a high tempo if they want to get a result tonight.
Chris Waddle with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. 62 caps for England. Here's Stones, John Stones, 37 caps for England. Plays the ball out towards the left-hand side. Back it comes to Vincent Kompany. Starting a match for City this season for only the 9th time. Kompany plays it back to Ederson, who controls it, looks for Danilo. Milner was able to throw himself in front of it, and it bounces out of play off Bernardo Silva, says referee Taylor. In fact, no, he says that Bernardo Silva shoved Mane in the back, and it's a free kick that Liverpool play back into their own half.
He got that right, Anthony Taylor. It was a push in the back.
0-0. And Liverpool play it all the way back now, again into central defence, and then all the way back to goalkeeper Alisson. This is more like the 0-0 at Anfield in October. In that match, if you remember, neither team had an attempt on target until over an hour into the game. 0-0 here. And the only ball's headed out of play by Firmino from the throw from Robertson, so it's a throw into Manchester City near the halfway line. And I think that was a deflection, wasn't it, off Fernandinho, that ended up in the arms of his goalkeeper Ederson. City with the ball on the edge of their own penalty area. Stones back to Ederson again, who threads a pass in between Firmino and Mane. And now Bernardo Silva draws 2 Liverpool players and then flicks it to the left-hand side to Sadio Mane. David Silva back to Fernandinho. Raking pass from him, and what a pass to the feet of Sterling on the right-hand side. Sterling's up against Robertson. Robertson does well, gets the challenge in with his left foot. Drop of the shoulder from Sterling. Wanted to go inside, went outside, but Robertson read it and put in an excellent challenge.
Brilliant ball from Fernandinho. We're talking about how he does a defensive job and he's so disciplined in front of that back four. But he has got that in his locker, that pass. What a wonderful crossfield pass to Sterling, who, he's got wonderful pace, Sterling. Sometimes you just think push it and run, because at least you're going to get a throw in or a corner out of it.
Fernandinho, who came back into the Manchester City team at Southampton when City last played, and suddenly it looked like a different ball game. He missed 4 of the previous 5 when City lost 3 of their last 4 league games, which is why we have this gap. City with the ball in their own penalty area. Stones receives it from his goalkeeper, Danilo, now up towards Sterling, and Robertson was very tight on him, right in front of where Guardiola was watching. Now Bernardo Silva with a long ball forward, but it's hooked away by Van Dijk and out of play for a throw-in, just to the right of the Liverpool technical area, the coaching area, where Jurgen Klopp is there in his red training shoes. Other than that, all in black baseball cap on his head. Manchester City with company, hits a ball that's way over the top of the intended target, Sané, and out of play for a throw into Liverpool halfway inside their own half.
I think Jurgen Klopp will obviously not be happy with the way they've used the ball. Only on a couple of occasions they've put a lot of passes together. He'll be a bit worried about that. I think his midfield at the minute can't put their foot on the ball. You're looking for a player who can get on the ball and start dictating the play in there. All right, they're playing up against the City players, but they're not doing anything when they get the ball.
Here's Sterling, middle of the Liverpool half, tries to lift it over the top with his right foot. This one's headed away by Lovren. It comes out for Fernandinho. Couldn't get the ball down, couldn't get it under control. Milner is then able to stretch and stab it away. Then it's helped further away by Firmino to Sadio Mane, who, remember, was sent off here in the league last season, or challenged by Bernardo Silva. Down went Mane, and Bernardo Silva remonstrated immediately, waving his left arm around as if to say to Mane, get up. There was nothing wrong with that. And referee Taylor agrees that it was a good challenge by Bernardo Silva, but now a loss of composure from Laporte, just passing the ball out of play on the far side, throwing Liverpool.
I know David Silva gets a lot of the plaudits, and rightly so, but Bernardo Silva is a fantastic player, and he's only going to get better and better in a City shirt. So far, City look more composed on the ball, more relaxed. Liverpool, for me, look very nervous, and they've given the ball away so cheap. Again, another one.
Yep, Salah this time stretching for it, but Manchester City are back in possession. Here's Sterling, much more centrally. Sterling goes away from his England colleague Henderson. Now to Sané on the left-hand side, who tried to give it back to Sterling, who didn't continue his run into the full-back position, the Liverpool right-back area, and therefore Liverpool have that yellow ball back, clearing it towards the halfway line, aiming for Salah, but the Manchester City defenders towering over him. Laporte easily headed it down, but Liverpool cross the halfway line again. Here on the left-hand side, it's 0-0, still early stages here. Salah into Firmino, who rolls the challenge from David Silva. Now to the edge of the box. Wijnaldum turns, plays it to the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's ball across is behind everyone in a red shirt, but Mane gets to it first. Now here's Robertson, left side of the penalty area. Mane just touches it further back to Milner. Robertson again, almost in the full-back position. Little ball into the box to Mo Salah, who tries to go around the very solid and sturdy figure of Fernandinho, who stood up extremely strongly against Salah and actually wins the free kick for Salah's foul on him from behind.
I think you mentioned Fernandinho's name more than any other player so far. He's been involved in Liverpool's attack, come off and went to the goalie, crossfield ball, running into Robertson and get a free kick off Salah.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, and we've played quarter of an hour, Chris, and very little in the way of goal-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, a lot of respect, high-tempo game. I think Liverpool are just waiting for City to come off the pace, and so far, they haven't.
We were both here, weren't we, for the 5-0 last season, which was an amazing scoreline, given the way that the game went. That was early on last season when Sadio Mane was controversially sent off. And if you remember, they next played each other in the Premier League in January, when Liverpool won 4-3 at Anfield. That was Manchester City's first league defeat of last season, on the way to the title. And then, of course, there were the Champions League meetings of April, and then the 0-0 draw of October. So Liverpool unbeaten against City since that 5-0 defeat here. And City very patiently here in possession inside their own half. An excellent first 6 or 7 minutes of the match, and since then the intensity has just slowed, and they're showing each other lots of respect. Aguero takes Van Dijk out of the game, but then Bernardo Silva, a little unfortunate there, the way that the ball broke for him. Wijnaldum now is fouled, a little foul by David Silva in the centre circle, and it's a free kick to Liverpool. And again, managing the game here in no hurry, Liverpool.
I think Guardiola's sent Stones and company at the back. Let's move the ball a lot quicker. You're going back the goalkeeper too long. You're taking too long basically in possession. Can you get the ball forward a lot earlier?
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. And you can tell what's happened to the game when I look down at the spectators in front of us here. Many of them have picked up their phones and are having a little look and seeing what's being said. It's just got that sort of feel around it at the moment. Here's Salah turning near the centre circle. Then a lovely little flick from Firmino to Salah, who slips the ball through to Mane, and Mane hits the post with a shot. It bounces out. It's cleared. Then it's blocked on the line. Salah follows up. Salah's claiming that he touched it over the line, but no. The technology doesn't give it, and that is remarkable that the ball did not end up in the back of the Manchester City net. Sadio Mane looked to have done everything right. Now Henderson plays it into the box. Ederson comes and gets a punch on it, and it's cleared away downfield by Bernardo Silva. Amazing. How did it stay out?
That was incredible, wasn't it? Oh, he got the ball, Salah, lovely little give and go, gets a return, throws on it, so you think it's in, hits the post, and then there's a scramble, and it comes away. How that's never gone over the line. I was waiting for the referee to get the signal on his wrist wherever he gets it to say that was crossed the line.
So brilliant combination though between Salah, Firmino and Mane right through the middle of the Manchester City defence.
If you can get the ball to them, they haven't had a lot of service, let's be honest. That was the first bit of service they've had. If you can get the ball to them, we've known over the last 18 months whatever that they can beat anybody.
And when the ball came back off the post, it came back out centrally. And the follow-up, I think Danilo was in there, and it was scrambled away with Salah putting pressure on it from right off the goal line. We've not seen a replay yet to see how close it was to actually crossing the line. Company heading the ball out of play on the far side, throwing to Liverpool that Trent Alexander-Arnold is waiting to take. Still he waits. Not much movement for him. Now here's the replay while we're looking at that. Ederson actually diving back, and it was hooked away. The bouncing ball was hooked away right off the line by John Stones, was it?
Well, John Stones tried to clear it. The goalkeeper...
Here's Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side, does well, plays it in. Mane with a shot, but straight at goalkeeper Ederson, who's able to dive just forward and right and grasp the ball into his chest.
Well, the go down is a good chance, but it was a difficult bit of skill. The ball was quite high, he had to just to volley it. He did well to get it on target, but it was straight at the goalkeeper Ederson. But him and Stones got so confused, it was nearly an own goal, which would have been terrible.
Stones volleyed the ball into the recovering Ederson. Here's Aguero now through the middle, and Lovren puts in the challenge on him. That is a free kick, and it'll be a yellow card instantly from Anthony Taylor. No messing about there from the referee for that challenge from Lovren, who took down the dangerous Aguero as he burst forward from the centre circle.
Just great change of pace, Aguero. Oh, and it's a terrible tackle. We'll just see the benefit of a replay. That is shocking. He's got no intent to go for the ball. He's left him for pace. He dives in, takes him out. Yes, yellow. He's lucky to get that.
Yeah, dived in. I mean, that's a yellow card.
Oh, definite.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not a red card.
Well, he deliberately took him out, didn't he?
Free kick a little further on, actually, I think, from where it happened. It's about, well, it's in the middle of the Liverpool half. Lovren becomes the first player to receive a yellow card in this match, and a free kick in a dangerous position. Silva and Bernardo Silva work it. David Silva's ball in, chested by Aguero. The offside flag is up. He chested it down with his back to goal, but the flag was up, and it's a free kick to Liverpool inside their own penalty area. 20 minutes played, Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0. But going back to the ball off the line, after it came off the post, John Stones blasted it straight into Ederson's head, and then, oh my goodness, we're just seeing the replay again.
Wow.
And the replay made it look as though the ball was over the line. There must be millimetres in that as the ball is played forward, but Van Dijk gracefully comes across and whips the ball away from Bernardo Silva and chips it out of play near the halfway line. It must have been so close to being over the line.
In an inch.
Well, I would say less.
Well, there you go. I'm not going to argue about it.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, but only just by a fraction of an inch. Here's David Silva on the left-hand side. Zane's low ball across, left-footed. Van Dijk was there to sweep it away this time, out of play, into all of those seething spectators on the far side as they stretched for the ball, and it landed in amongst them, and it's thrown back down for Laporte, who takes the throw-in back into his own half.
I'd be disappointed, John Guardiola, that we're not saw Sterling or Sane really yet get the better of the full-back and create anything from these wide areas. They've had the ball to the feet, but they've played back and square. Aguero's definitely a threat so far in the game, you'd say that.
Yes, but he'll be relieved when he sees that back again at half-time, that his team didn't go 1-0 down there. It's still 0-0. Here's the dangerous Sergio Aguero on the right-hand side, though. Aguero, Manchester City's top scorer, 13 goals this season, scored one of the goals, got back into the goals at Southampton at the weekend. Now here's Danilo taking the ball forward towards the edge of the box. Fernandinho tried to lift it across to Sané, but didn't get it quite right, and it was headed down and away. But Sané's got the ball at his feet and is now moving into the penalty area on the left-hand side. He's got David Silva out there. David Silva right-footed ball across. That's blocked away out of the penalty area, and Firmino passes it forward for Salah. Clever from Manchester City there. Laporte just ran across Salah, and that meant that Kompany was able to get to the ball comfortably and keep it for City. Halfway through the first half, and it's 0-0 on this cold night, actually, on the east side of Manchester. Great noise inside the stadium. Milner falling and clearing from his own right back position against his former club, and then the ball is pumped high out towards the right-hand side by Fernandinho. Sterling immediately took it down. The bearded Bernardo Silva gives it to Sterling, who flicks it back towards the halfway line. John Stones now lifts a pass out towards Laporte, more generally his central defensive colleague, Laporte and Stones. But Laporte now from left back is taking the ball up towards the edge of the area and then just passing it rather loosely straight at Van Dijk, who could clear it away. City again. Stones in the centre circle, turning and stretch from Laporte, just kept in by Sané on the left-hand side. Sané now stabs it to Aguero, left side of the penalty area, on his right foot, lays it through to David Silva. David Silva pulls it back, and it's cleared away just outside the penalty area by James Milner. That was classic City, cutting through the opposition defence and pulling it back from the byline. But this time Liverpool were able to clear.
Great spell at the minute by Man City. You got the tempo going, they're moving the ball a lot quicker. Liverpool are quite happy now to get red shirts behind the ball and frustrate and try and catch them on the break.
0-0. Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0.
Offside
against Sané, and it's a free kick to Liverpool halfway inside their own half. So we can take a breath after a fairly intensive period of play over the course of the last 10 minutes. Liverpool so close to taking the lead. When Mané's shot hit the post, came out, Stones kicked it into Ederson, who was diving back, and Stones himself brilliantly cleared it off the line. Bearing in mind, a split second, he was on the edge of the 6-yard box, kicking it into his own goalkeeper, and then an instant later, back on his own goal line, clearing it away. Stones now, a little touch on Sadio Mane, and it's a free kick to Liverpool in the central third. And the freeze frame of the goal line decision incident is suggesting that there were only fractions of an inch in it.
Yeah, the more you look at it,
it might be an inch actually.
Well, John Stones did ever so well to get off the lane. I mean, it was a right mess they made of it, him and Ederson, but he cleared it. You'd say City have been the better side in possession, but they haven't created one good chance here.
The better side up to the edge of the Liverpool penalty area.
And that's the problem. You're waiting for Sterling, Sane, Aguero, the two Silvas to create something, and they haven't. They've played well up to that area, but in the final third where it all counts, they haven't produced anything. And
it's still 0-0. We still wait for the first goal in matches between these sides this season. As time's gone on, that missed penalty by Mahrez at Anfield looks more and more significant, doesn't it, in the closing stages of that match. Mahrez on the bench today. That was quite a controversial choice of penalty taker that day, if you remember. Here's Van Dijk. He turns and plays it back to Alisson.
They wanted Jesus to take it, didn't they?
That's right. Ball is passed out by Alisson to Lovren, then back to the Liverpool goalkeeper, who unusually passes it straight to an opposing player, Danilo, near the halfway line. And so Manchester City start again from the back. Almost half an hour played. Stones has a look up, as he reaches the halfway line. Bernardo Silva, then back to Fernandinho, but Fernandinho has Henderson on him.
I just don't think, John, the movement from Sterling and Sarr, they don't ask questions behind early enough. They look at the ball, they're passing it around City, take off, and if they don't hit it, you can say, look, I've made the run, you're not hitting the ball, but they're not actually making any runs.
But City would normally do that.
Yeah, but look now, look, we're looking at it now. Stones is touch. Look at Sterling, not moving, not at all.
Stones, in that case, has to go square back towards Company. Little ball to Fernandinho, and then back it goes again. And there's a little lull inside the stadium now with Manchester City. Possession inside their own half, but not hurting Liverpool at all. There's plenty of respect being shown here. Aguero back into his own half for Stones again. Now Bernardo Silva, but he's 10 yards inside his own half. Now the ball from Fernandinho over the top for Sterling to chase into the penalty area. Robertson's back with him, blocks the cross, back to Sterling. Sterling tees up David Silva, stabs it goalwards. It's blocked inside the penalty area, and Liverpool are able to pass it away. And then Sadio Mane instantly sweeps it downfield. You can see clearly what Liverpool are looking for here. As soon as City had that pressure at one end and they got the chance to break, then instantly downfield they came, but Sadio Mane wasn't able to find
You want to see Sterling, listen, and if he runs out of steam, put your hand up. You've got people like Mahrez to come on, but you've got to ask questions behind. There's a lot of space behind this back four, Liverpool, and the possession they're getting, no pressure on it. Stones, Fernandinho, they can send that ball, but you've got to make the run. You run, I kick it, not wait for you to kick it and then I'll run.
Brilliant defensive play from Robertson though against Sterling too. Liverpool with the ball on the right hand side, and then as it came to Wijnaldum, so the challenge came in and Company was able to see the ball back to Ederson. Brilliant takedown by Aguero from a ball that was hit so high, I think it was out of our sight under the top of the tier above, and then it came down and he killed it dead. The ball deflects out of play for a throw into Liverpool eventually on the halfway line.
He's looked very bright, Aguero, so far in this game. All right, he's probably a bit frustrated that he hasn't had a goal-scoring opportunity, a real clear one at the moment, but his link-up play, his movement's been excellent.
0-0. FA Cup to come this weekend. We've got stacks of commentaries over the course of the coming weekend. Big preview programme, 5 Live tomorrow night. Don't miss that, and we'll have all of those FA Cup third round stories for you, and then the commentaries whenever FA Cup football's being played, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you will hear it here on 5 Live. Here's Mane, slips the ball to Milner on the left hand side, but the ball bounces for Bernardo Silva, who's able to play it to Stones in the box, then back towards Ederson, who typically pulls the ball to his left about 3 feet from the line and clears it downfield eventually onto the head of Van Dijk, who heads it forward. Milner helps it forward, but straight to Fernandinho. Yes, Rotherham are here, aren't they, on Sunday in the FA Cup to play Manchester City. Liverpool go to Wolves in the FA Cup on Monday night. That is a 5 Live commentary match on Monday, but lots of them in between now. Are you on FA Cup duty this weekend for us?
No, I'll probably be at Sheffield Wednesday v Luton.
Yeah, interesting times for Wednesday.
Yeah, new manager. Results have turned around, but Luton are a very good side.
Ball played across by Stones, and Vincent Kompany, who stretched for it and is yellow carded. Well, he was put under pressure by John Stones there in his challenge on Mohamed Salah. He took the ball, but he's caught Salah as well, who's gone down, stayed down, and is clutching his lower left leg. It was because of the way that Kompany went in there. Well, he has been shown the yellow card, Kompany, for the challenge, Chris.
That's too bad. By the way, he's left the ground. That
could be a red card.
That could easily be a red. He's lucky to get a yellow. Listen, the referee, big game, he's given him a yellow. And as you said earlier, it's definitely a yellow card. And as I said, the other one, how you look at it, that could have been a red as well.
I think that was closer to a red card.
Well, he's left the ground, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So you can't leave the ground, and he's very lucky there, Vincent Kompany.
Manchester City 0, Liverpool 0, and referee Taylor is only just putting his card back in his pocket. Liverpool weren't best pleased with that. Certainly Salah wasn't best pleased. That could have been nasty, and he's okay. Yeah, and in fact, Jurgen Klopp here, Juliet Farrington to our rights, just pointed out that Jurgen Klopp is in lengthy conversations with Martin Atkinson, who's the fourth official here tonight, clearly telling him what he thinks of that. Free kick then. Milner plays it into the area, but onto the head of a leaping Bernardo Silva, who headed it down. And Leroy Sané now left-footed, long downfield. Aguero on the chase.
Oh.
And it's lifted out of play by Jordan Henderson.
No risk.
Not sure. He wasn't sure how close Aguero was to him there.
It was
just lifted it out of play.
Bouncing ball, back the goal. If he's short, Aguero's in. He's done the right thing. He's kicked it into the crowd. Good decision.
What pace Aguero showed down the left wing there, incidentally. That was lightning quick. City. 32 minutes played. It's 0-0. And City are in possession. If you've just joined us on 5 Live, if you're on your way home, you've been working or you've been out and you've missed the action so far, for the most part, they've shown each other lots of respect.
Yep.
But Liverpool so close to being ahead. The whole same incident when Sadio Mane's shot hit the post, it came out, John Stones cleared it into his goalkeeper Ederson, it bounced back, and Stones somehow managed to clear it away from off the line. It was almost over the line. Here's Sané now on the left-hand side, pulls it across under pressure, but Van Dijk was there on the edge of the 6-yard box and gets right underneath it and sends it up and behind into the Liverpool supporters for what is the first corner of the match.
Great change of pace. Aguero, great ball. Salah runs in behind. And as you say, Van Dijk just puts that into where the Liverpool fans are, and it's a corner.
Chris Waddle with us on 5 Live. Once Britain's most expensive footballer. Here's Sané on the left-hand side with the corner. Whistle goes for some sort of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. I think it's Bernardo Silva who's been picked up for it, and he's not best pleased again. We're seeing lots of arms being thrown up in the air by Bernardo Silva. Free kick Liverpool.
I can't believe he's in there anyway. He's not the biggest, is he? What's he doing among all them? But anyway, the referee spotted it, so...
Robertson does well, but the return pass from Firmino didn't give him much of a chance. Stones has to step forward and then pass it away from Mane, and did well, and he was helped out as well by Danilo, playing again at right back. The number 3 Danilo started 3 in a row now with Kyle Walker only on the substitutes bench. Currently England's most expensive footballer, but only on the bench. Here's Bernardo Silva sending it forward towards Sterling, who heads it back. Danilo now back to Sterling on the right-hand side. He's got a little bit of space, but not for long, because Robertson was in at him like a flash. Took the ball away from Raheem Sterling and cleared it away. But Mane is there, halfway inside his own half. Sadio Mane, Bernardo Silva puts him under pressure, and Mane runs it out of play for a throw into Manchester City. Still 0-0.
Well, I think City's honesty and work rate's been brilliant, but final third, nothing, and you would expect more from the players, the ability they've got.
Of course, the argument counter to that is it's this Liverpool defence that's conceded only 8 goals in the Premier League this season in 20 matches, nearly 20 and a half.
Yeah, you can give them credit for that, but they've been in good situations, Man City, and they've wasted. Look there, another one. Aguero lets it bounce. Sané doesn't know, do I go for it, do I not? Lack of communication, and the final third, decision making's been very poor.
But Robertson's been brilliant again at left back. Van Dijk, as ever, seems to be so often in the right place at the right time. And Lovren, when it was needed, chopped down Aguero and got a yellow card for it and snuffed out what might have been a good opportunity. Alexander-Arnold playing his part as well at right back. Here's Milner. Milner just skips away from the challenge of Fernandinho. James Milner now. Wijnaldum is challenged by David Silva, and the ball eventually deflected out of play for a throw-in near the halfway line.
See, I think the three players for Liverpool in midfield are doing a job, but they're not creating anything, are they? So the front 3, who we know are very dangerous, we know that, are not getting the service what they need. So,
but we thought that, didn't we, as the ball was played forward, but Alisson is out of his penalty area to get there comfortably ahead of Aguero and clear it left-footed downfield. Now Sadio Mane puts in the challenge on Danilo on the halfway line for the aerial ball. It's a free kick, and Anthony Taylor, sensible refereeing this, no hurry, just walks across. Might have a little word with Mane. I don't think it'll be any more than that. It's a free kick to Manchester City.
Eddie the Eagle comes to mind there. Did you watch that over Christmas?
The film?
I watched it, yeah, the film.
I have that.
Very
I saw it at the cinema.
Oh, did you? It was very good. I enjoyed that.
It was, yeah, very good.
It did come to mind there, the way he felt.
Here's Company. Back to Stones. I once interviewed Eddie the Eagle.
Did you?
Yes, interesting man, quite eccentric, you won't be surprised to hear. Here's Fernandinho, gives the ball away on the halfway line. Mo Salah, now it's back with Wijnaldum, halfway inside his own half. Liverpool go all the way back to Lovren. Half-time, less than 10 minutes away, it's still 0-0. Van Dijk just steers it low, back to goalkeeper Alisson, but he's under no pressure here, Alisson, so he can take all the time that he likes, and he passes it just really a matter of inches past David Silva, and Liverpool are on the move again. Here's James Milner forward down the right hand side. Salah's in the left back area. Salah, company does well though against Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian danger man, but it's the Belgian who came out with the ball, and now Leroy Sané running the ball centrally, overrunning it and colliding with Henderson. And Henderson has come off worst here.
Sané showing his pace. It's Wijnaldum who... I think he booked Wijnaldum for the challenge, and he's pushed him. He hasn't really touched him, has he? Look, he's not done anything. He's slipped, actually.
Did he book Henderson or Wijnaldum?
Wijnaldum, I think.
Yeah, Wijnaldum it was.
Which he doesn't deserve that.
That's a cheap one. When you think that the 3 yellow cards we've seen,
that is not a yellow
2
card.
of them
that is not
compared to Wijnaldum. Still 0-0. He's okay, Sané, didn't need treatment, and Manchester City are back in play, playing it back into the D. And Stones receives it from his goalkeeper. Stones, tall and upright. Now it's with Fernandinho, and back to Company again. Rolls the ball across to Stones. Pep Guardiola standing with a dark blue hooded raincoat today, or anorak it is. Not sure if he's got his favourite cardigan on underneath that. Company on his right foot. Very, very patient stuff from Manchester City here. And actually, Company and Stones just exchanging passes time and time again. Ball played to Danilo. Milner wasn't able to keep it in. Throw in, just down in front of us, 10 yards away from the halfway line. Back to Stones once again. And across to Company. Stretches his legs. Excellent piece of play when Company there took the ball away from Mohamed Salah.
Brilliant. Just didn't wait, did he, for a trick? Didn't, straight into the ball, eyes on it, took it away from
City. Still with Stones in possession, who got the ball back from Bernardo Silva. Now Fernandinho tried to find Sterling, but Robertson was quickly across, and then the ball is overhit downfield, and Manchester City have got the ball back again with their goalkeeper. Half-time approaching. 5 minutes to go, and it's still 0-0. We're still waiting for the first goal between these sides this season. Laporte, high ball over the top. This is for Sané to chase. Wow. He's past Lovren, drives it across. Goalkeeper Alisson gets a hand to it, comes out to Sterling. Sterling on the edge of the penalty area, back onto his right foot, tries to dink it forward. It's blocked by a Liverpool head. Comes back to Fernandinho. Then he is able to give it to Laporte on the left. Laporte's out swinging cross. Van Dijk gets up high, heads it away. Aguero claims that he might have been shoved there by Van Dijk. Nothing from referee Taylor. Still Manchester City. Aguero at the near post, drives it in. Brilliant play from Sergio Aguero. What a touch. First with his right foot, then a rapier finish with his left foot, high into the Liverpool net. And City, they needed this, have taken the lead with less than 5 minutes to go to half-time. It's Aguero, it's Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0.
It all started with Sané's pace down that left-hand side. He goes away from Lovren, if he wasn't there. And then the ball comes back in, Aguero thinks he gets fouled. Nothing happens after that, but then this goal is absolutely Sergio Aguero at his best. He thinks he gets fouled. I don't think it's a foul. We just saw the replay, but he gets up off his feet, onto his feet, and then the next ball comes in. Great touch ahead of Lovren. Right foot first touch, left foot volley. It's a half volley, high into the right foot of the net goalkeeper, no chance. That is Sergio Aguero, who's had a very, very good first half. Brilliant goal, absolutely top draw.
It's one of those where the spectators, when they see it on the big screen, give an audible gasp once they see it again and see the skill that was involved there at high pace from this brilliant Manchester City striker.
That was top draw. Listen, he's a fantastic goal scorer, world class at it, you know that. His game tonight, he's been excellent so far this first half. His movement, his energy, and that finish, Absolutely top draw.
Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0. And the leaders, the unbeaten leaders, are behind here at the home of the champions.
It's very important now, Guardiola. I'll be saying to them, keep the tempo up. We've got 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to half-time. Don't encourage Liverpool on, don't get sloppy.
Sergio Aguero's name being sung. There is a blue flare, it's actually a navy blue flare going off in amongst the Manchester City fans near the Liverpool section, but it's in the home area, and the stewards are now getting to wherever it is, and that blue smoke is billowing up out of the spectators in there behind the goal in which Sergio Aguero has just scored what is his 14th goal of the season. Here's Aguero again. Liverpool are able to scramble it away. Henderson heads it forward. Fernandinho now towards Sterling, and then Bernardo Silva in the centre circle. Manchester City looking to finish the first half strongly here, having scored the opening goal in the 41st minute. And that's 10 in the Premier League this season for Aguero, so he's got as many as Eden Hazard now. Here is Aguero down the left-hand side. Aguero looking for help from David Silva. Back to Aguero. Van Dijk came across, but well-timed challenge from Van Dijk on Aguero. And the Liverpool record signing clears it away towards the halfway line. Now here's Firmino. Firmino playing it through, looking for Salah. This time Stones came across. Now Fernandinho to Zane. And Zane will just slow it down and give it back to Laporte near the halfway line, and they'll go back into their own half, Manchester City. Less than 2 minutes of the first half to go, and Manchester City songs ringing around the ground. Sergio Aguero's name, such a favourite here. Aguero, the club's record goal scorer. That's another one to the tally. 213 now in a Manchester City shirt for Sergio Aguero. And he scored in all 7 of his home league appearances against Liverpool. Not scored at Anfield against Liverpool, but scored 7 goals here against them. Here's Wijnaldum. Back it goes to the centre circle, where Henderson plays it to the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's ball forward, and then Stones is able to come across and clear it out of play on the halfway line.
Well, you say, John, you look at this first half, City, great tempo about them, didn't create anything till Aguero produces that bit of brilliance. Liverpool could have been 1-0 up, we know that, where they hit the post and the mess up between Stones and the goalkeeper Edison. But overall, here they go.
Firmino tries to play it through, but Kompany was in just the right place. Looking for Salah on the edge of the box, but Kompany cut it out.
I think City's just edged it on football-wise, being in control of the game longer. But one chance all. City's took theirs. Liverpool unlucky.
Such small margins.
Yep.
Tiny margins. Less than an inch of a margin. Liverpool could have been in front, but Manchester City are through a brilliant finish. It really was. You need to see that somewhere or other. Just vintage Sergio Aguero. You know, he's a player. I mean, you spotted it, Chris, didn't you? When he's on his game, when he's absolutely top fitness, and he's looked it tonight. Yeah. You know that goals are going to come.
Oh, his movement's fantastic. He picks it up, he runs it. Yeah, he runs in behind. He comes short. And I mean, people will say, his first touch wasn't the best, and his second touch. Listen, that was brilliant. That ball fizzed across. First touch with 1 foot, left foot, bang, goal, no chance. He's brilliant at it. Brilliant goal scorer. But his all-round game's been great tonight.
Yeah. I know Liverpool's record goal scorer is watching here. We saw pictures of Ian Rush in the stands before the game. Here's Danilo heading the ball forward, but Van Dijk nods it back for Liverpool. Now Fernandinho turns, but Van Dijk, well, if that had been either side of him, Sterling could have been away, but Van Dijk was in the right place. Now the ball on the right-hand side with Alexander-Arnold. That's gone a long way across field to the edge of the area, but Danilo is able to come across and with his left foot deliver it back into the Liverpool half. 2 minutes of added time are being played, and Manchester City lead by 1-0. We're going to hear from Pat Nevin at half-time, who's watching this game from afar, but he'll give us an assessment on what he's seen and picked out. Sterling plays the ball across towards Zane, just forward of the centre circle. Zane then plays it back towards Laporte, and Milner in with a challenge,
yellow.
And he was caught by Laporte. It's a free kick to Liverpool on the halfway line, and yes, The yellow card is being produced again by referee Taylor, this time for the left back Laporte, as he is tonight.
Yep, sloppy play. Milner gets there before him, just takes it away, and he takes him out, completely takes him out. Yellow card.
That's 2-2 on yellow cards, I make it. Company and Laporte.
That's it.
Lovren and Wijnaldum. Free kick then. And we are in the second minute. We've got less than 30 seconds of the 2 minutes to play. City leading through the Aguero goal. Free kick though. Milner has climbed to his feet and he's ready to take it. Manchester City holding their line almost 10 yards outside the penalty area. It's taken short by Milner to Alexander-Arnold. Then Milner's cross high into the area. Lovren was after it, but it was headed away, and headed away well for Manchester City. Firmino turns it to the right. The home fans want the whistle to go. Milner plays it in. Van Dijk heads it across. And then who was there to head it away? Little Sterling on the edge of the 6-yard box. That was Fernandinho on the edge of the 6-yard box to clear it away. And the half-time whistle goes at the Etihad Stadium. And Manchester City, in this game that was billed as a must-win game for the champions, whether that was the case is debatable, but they are winning it at half-time thanks to a brilliant piece of finishing from Sergio Aguero.
Yeah, I think City's just edged it. I think a lot of tension out there, a few tackles flying in, but the difference has been Aguero with that goal. And yes, Liverpool could have been 1-0 up at the post, but overall I think City's just shaded it, but it's anything can happen.